This is a Gray Matters brush by Richardson Company, which I just bought. It's a number 1 because I needed a more of a detail brush. So we're going to see what happens with that. And that's much better. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and put in that one was a bit larger at the base and comes up like that. And then we have one coming from underneath. That's I think one of the most difficult things about learning how how to do this is actually just learning how to manipulate, to hold all these things at one time in your hand. Okay, so that's going to kind of be like that. And when you're painting trees or you're painting bushes or grasses or anything, they're never just one color. And I think a lot of beginning painters make the mistake of thinking that everything is going to be green or whatever color, whatever the local color is. And you'll find that as you find the different, you start to see with more of an artist eye, you'll start noticing that I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. There are many different colors in these, in all, whether it's trees or, and it doesn't matter what kind of tree it is, really. Okay, so now those are a bit darker, even back there. And these are just, this is a very light touch and just a more of a flick of the of your brush. Now this, let's do this one up here. I have this color, which I think is a Primatech color actually, and I liked it, so I left it on my palette because it's a nice yellow green. We're gonna do this one. It comes out like this, and has the top on it. It's quite yellow, and then it has the, and this, you can keep these loose. That's the nice thing about painting outside. All right, so let's just put, and then you can just move back and forth between your greens, and remembering that there's some burnt sienna in there as well. And some of these are coming, let's put the bottom ones in first because they're fairly straight. It's just with a very light touch. Almost dry brush, not quite. And you have to have enough paint on your brush. I'm not getting the finer lines with this that I had hoped. That's a bit disappointing. And then these come up and cross over. And some of them come over here. They are a good bit browner. Yeah, that's not, that is not a great detail brush, unfortunately. That should be getting a much finer point than that. That's better. To really do a light touch with that. This just has some of the tips. These are kind of yellow, the redder color. I mean the more burnt sienna color. Okay, so I'm just kind of making this up as I go because I covered up my pencil line. Did I erase too much of it? Actually, that's what I did. this one is much pointier. And these come down almost straight. We'll just use a lot of water here. There we go, that's better. Really need a script liner for this. All right, and these are thicker for some reason up here. Kind of yellow on the tip. Like that. It's really easy to overdo this. Now I'm seeing these are almost straight. They're coming back up almost this way. Okay, I think I'll just put in some darker greens now. Maybe up closer to the actual the idea of painting outside is just to have fun and to enjoy the outside and nature. I'm making this quite watery. That's how you get those finer lines. And one thing you can do to get variation is just go back into the puddles that you've already mixed up and just alter them a little bit by adding a little more burnt sienna or Payne's gray or yellow. And if you bring your brush to a point like this, it also helps you get these really fine lines. Because this is the focal point. So you really want to emphasize that. So I'm just mixing up this brown color with the burnt sienna right here. Try to get something that's going on here. There's kind of like a leaf or something that's pointing out right there, coming in here. Right, then I'll go back in with this just along the edge here and there, to get that fine point, that fine tip on the We're not going to do it on that one, but we will come in here with some more colors here. And you would never be able to get this fine detail with a water brush. So it's always a good idea to bring extra brushes. If you're going to do strictly water brush, you're going to have to really do a loose painting, in my opinion. Okay, let's clean that up a little bit. And we'll probably paint this one in acrylics or oils as well, just to compare them. All right, so these are going to be quite a bit darker. And I've just knocked this, this is Plein green, which is a gorgeous color. It's very dark though. And if you knock it back with a little burnt sienna or quinacridone gold, That's a little too much. It's more believable. There we go. That's better. All right, let's see if we can get some more of these in here. Not with that. There we go. That's what we want. So very light strokes, very suggestive. Because we are just suggesting here. Oh, that was... I kind of like that though. It's always thicker right from the stem. Now, if this were a sketch, I would probably go back in it with a pen. Those are a bit long, honestly, but that's okay. And I think we'll put some more back here. Just, and there are some coming over here actually. I'm going to soften this with some that are coming from out of the photograph, like we actually have here. Just to soften that so it's not so severe. And then there would be other fronds coming out from there. And we're getting to that kind of overworked stage, so I'm thinking we may call this done. Let's try to get a little more dark in there. Coming out from here. Okay. And I think this yellow color, we'll just drop a little bit of that in there to soften that, because it looks a little severe there. And we may soften some of this too. A little more of that yellowy greeny color in here somewhere. Okay, we're going to call that done. So there's an example of a plein air painting from your studio. So we're really not painting plein air, but we are practicing painting plein air. So I hope you found this helpful, and we will see you soon.